Welcome to the Mouthpiece. It's been 3-4 long weeks since we've been here, but we're back, and I apologize it's been so long. We've been on the road, playing tournaments, screwing them up, playing good, doing whatever, playing online, you name it, we've been doing it, and we've been itching ourselves too. But we're going to talk about what happened in San Jose. We're going to talk about what happened to me at the Wynn tournament. We're going to talk about what happened to me in Reno that I just got back from just now. We're going to talk about my hand of the week, or let's say hands of the week. We're going to talk about Poker Savvy Plus and my poker videos that have been going so well. And we're going to talk about whatever else you want to talk about, including phone calls. Coming up next on the Mouthpiece. First of all, we'll go back and we're going to talk about San Jose and the Shooting Stars tournament. What happened there was an amazing day. Day one, I played as good as I could possibly play, I think. I never had a winning hand. I never showed a winning hand. I never had a hand, and found a way to go from 3,000 in chips to 33,000 at the end of day one. What did I do? What do I always do? I came home, I played online poker all night, got 3 hours sleep, showed up, gave away those chips that I worked so hard for on day one, and out the door we went. Bye-bye, San Jose. Say bye-bye to San Jose Shooting Stars. And that's what you missed out on, and that's what happened to me in San Jose. Also, we're going to talk about the Wynn tournament. That's right, the one I finished 5th in last year and was looking to come back and win it this year. I think I played some of my best poker in a long time, and excuse me while I itch. The Wynn tournament was looking like something special for 3 days. On day one, I think I played the best day one I could remember playing in maybe ever. And I came out of day one with the chip lead. It's the first tournament in 12 years of my life playing poker that I had the chip lead after day one. And I really thought it was going to be something special. I drew a very average first table, a very good second table, really made some great laydowns where I flopped top pair, top kicker like 3 times, and I picked up weakness real well and really played well. I went into day two with a lot of confidence, yet played in and out. I basically played well, then not so well, then not so well, and I drew some tough tables. And I think that had a lot to do with it. But when it was all said and done, and I fluctuated all the way down from my 109,000 starting of day two to 34,000, I built myself all the way back up and found myself in third chip position going to day three. And for me to be going for first and now being third, I was pretty satisfied going to day three. Well, day three started, and for 6.5 hours, I played even better than day one, and I was zoned in. I could not believe how zoned in I was. And I found myself with the second in chips around 400,000. And then came a really special hand, and it's a very interesting hand that came down, and nobody really got to hear about it or talk about it, but I'll kind of tell everybody what kind of happened is we got a guy that raised it first one in under the gun, and I knew he was pretty big, and then another guy called, and I knew he was pretty big, and now I was second off the button, and I looked down, I had 2 8s, and I had said to myself, well, I definitely want to see a flop with this hand. I know we're real big. And then this older gentleman behind, he looks back at his cards, and I'm really zoned in, like I said, and he kind of looked at his cards like this, and he almost gets ready to pitch them, and he stops, and there's like, a bunch of money out there, if I'm not mistaken, like 6,000, 6,000, 6,000, 6,000, and all of a sudden he goes, raise it. 22,000, and he stacked it up like this, and I knew he was just dead weak, and I was actually hoping that the original raiser folded and the next guy folded because I was like insta-putting this guy all in with these 2/8. And if my read was right. And the guy in the 1-hole's in the tank, and he ends up folding. The next guy folds, and I just go all in as fast as I could. And the guy had 32,000 left after he made it 22,000. And he goes in the tank and goes, oh, no. And he's like, oh, I'm pot committed. I got a call. And he turned up a hand which actually shocked me. I mean, ace-10 offsuit. I didn't even think he was that good. The guy under the gun threw 2 jacks away, which I mean, if he calls, I fold. You know, of course the guy hits a 10 and I lose that race, but the other guy had an ace and the other guy had an ace, which was my read, and I was almost 70% in the hand, 66, 67%. So I ended up losing like 60,000 in that hand, so I was down to like 340. And then I was just still cruising along, and then came up a hand which was, you could say, a Mike Matusow blow-up. Oh, I'm sorry, no. Then came up a hand which Ryan Young decides he wants to try and outplay me again. This is now the the 7th time he's tried to do this. All 6 times I beat him 6 times. All 6 times he's like, oh, I just want to try and beat you a pot, whatever he ends up saying afterwards. But we'll go and tell you what happens this hand. He's like the chip leader at the time, and I'm cruising around 340, and he raises. I flat call him on the button with Queen 9 of hearts, and every time I had anything playable, I was flat calling him in position because he was raising so many hands. And the flop came ace 3-9 with the ace 3 of hearts. I mean, it was just flopped the biggest hand in the world for me, and he checks. When he came off the lead, I was like, I was sure he was pretty weak, at that time. So I made a small bet at the pot, like around 5,000, and he or 6,000, and he check raises me like 35,000. So now I'm like, wow, But I call. So now the turn card comes an ace. The board's ace, 3-9, and with 2 hearts, and he checks. And a lot of people say, well, why didn't you move all in on the flop? Well, we're both $350,000 stacks. We're both the 2 of the top 4 chip leaders of the tournament. If I misread him and he has a set of aces, now I got a dead flush draw. So I flat called there. And when he checked the turn, I don't want to bet and get raised off the pot and lose a big, you don't want to be bet off a hand this big. And the river card comes an offsuit king, and he checked, and I checked, and he shows me king deuce of spades. Nice hand, Ryan. $130,000 pot, king deuce there. So that one took me down to about 290, and then came the Mike Matusow blow up. But it really wasn't a blow up because I limped into the big blind, and the flop come king deuce 6, and I had the jack 3 off, and I checked, and he checked, and the turn come a 10, and I bet 6,000. And he raised me 15 more. And, I just told myself I limped, and I could have anything. If I move in on the guy, he can only call with 2 pair. And I moved in like an idiot, and he insta-called me with kings and deuces, and I lose 100,000 in this pot. So now I got like 190, and then I kind of grinded. And basically that was my really only mistake right there of the tournament. I kind of laughed about it because I still had 190,000 and I was still above average chips. And I got around, I built it back up to around 220, and pretty much went card dead after that. And then one of the guys in the tournament who I had a real big tell on when he was weak and when he was strong, and I was using it to my advantage the whole time. Raised like 5 pots in a row, and all 5 times I read him as strong, and all 5 times I laid down big hands. Then he folded, and he raised the 6th one in a row, the 6th out of 7th hand, and again I read him strong, and I said to myself, well, maybe, I've read him strong 6 out of 7 times, maybe I'm wrong, and he really had a major tell, which was pretty impressive that I picked up on it. But I picked up this tell, and I said, well, maybe I'm wrong. 6 out of 7 times, like maybe I can't be right. And I'm just like an idiot out of nowhere. I just say all in 167,000, and he had raised it 19,000. And he insta calls me with 2 aces and out the tournament I go. So that's what happened to me at the Win. It was 3 great days of playing and 2 mistakes. And I apologize to all my fans out there and why I didn't make it through there. We'll be back in a little bit. We're going to talk about what just happened in Reno. Coming up next on the Mouthpiece. We're back. We're going to talk about the Reno tournament. Just completed, or just going on right now. As I left, 27 were left. The leader was this kid, Zachary. He actually won the Win tournament last year, and it just seems like everybody gets hot at the same time, whatever. And our boy Phil Ivey is in third again because he lives in another planet that we all live in. But I was out in the third level. Pretty much. There's not really much to talk about. I drew the toughest table. There is actually a lot to talk about. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about that the guy who runs the tournament put 21 tables in with all the internet players and all the local players, and then added 9 more tables of 9 for 81 more players for all the pros that flew in late and signed up in the morning and at night, and we all had to play with each other. And I drew to my right, Lee Watkinson, John Fan, then there was me, Greg Mueller to my left, Vanessa Russo, J.C. Tran, and David Pham, who moved over to our table at this time. It was a joke. Anyhow, so I draw this tough table, and everybody said, well, nobody's going to play tight at a table like this because you're never going to get any chips if it just goes round and round. So I knew you're going to have to earn some chips. So I actually had one hand where I flopped top set, or top pair, top kicker, turned, tripped with top kicker, and found myself on the call both times against John Pham, and I lost like 3,500. And then there was actually, and then another time where I had 2 queens, and he called a big raise pre-flop, and the flop comes 7-9 deuce, and he called a big bet on the flop. It came 8 on the turn, and he checked and I checked, and or 9 on the turn, 9-7 deuce, 10 on the turn, and Jack on the river, and I paid him off, and he had 9-8, but he made a small bet, but I kept the pot small with the queens. I was really worried he might have to set, but this is how I went broke. It's Reno. John Fan, who is just an idiot, by the way, and I just want it to be clear to anybody who's a John Fan fan, and anybody out there who's friends with John Fan, and if John Fan is watching, you are a fucking idiot. Plain old poker idiot. We're in level 3, 75, 150 blinds. Okay, everybody folds to him. He makes it 475. I got 9,200 in chips left. Okay, now 9,200 is an eternity of chips when you're playing 75, 150 blind and the way the structures are. But I know that John Pham's an idiot, and he might fall for something if I do something kind of funny. So I had ace queen of spade. So I quick raised him. I mean, if insta quick raised him 3,100. I mean, 3,100, there's 475 in the pot. Most people would just laugh, like, what kind of a stupid raise is that? You can't have nothing, hee hee ha ha, like fucking idiot John Fan did. So there ain't 2 cards I'm folding when I put 3,100 in there, and that's pretty much another reason why I did it. I had 6,000 left, and John goes into the tank, and I'm looking at him, I'm looking out the corner of my eye, and I'm just like, buddy, and as I'm telling myself, I'm like, put it all in there. If you have aces, kings, or ace, king, you're just going to win this here, and I'm going to walk home. And he thinks for about a minute. He goes, I put you all in. I said, I insta called him. And this fucking idiot turns up ace, jack of diamonds. And of course, the flop, flops 7 deuce of diamonds and a jack of clubs. And out the door I went, 9 of diamonds on the river, which was meaningless because I had like 2 wins after the flop. And that's how I went broke in Reno, Mr. John Fan. And you couldn't even make it out of the first day. He couldn't make it out of the first day with 40,000 in chips. Well, there's people at the final 27 right now with 40,000 in chips. That's how bad this guy plays. John Fan, congratulations for the biggest fucking idiotic move against me that anybody's ever done on the 3rd level. That's a professional player. Online poker, it's been interesting for me. For about 3 weeks, we went on a huge rush, won around 300,000, and we really were in the groove, playing some mixed games. And I went ahead and sent out my money to everybody like I always do. Then sitting 500,000, I played 2 games about 3 days ago, and set with 50 in each of them, or 40 in each of them. Ended up losing 100,000 for the day, and that's how our online poker went. So overall, we had a good month, but I found a way to lose big in one session. There isn't much to talk about online. You know me, I've been playing a lot of hours, running good, running bad, but our hand of the week brought to you by yours truly, FullTiltPoker.com. Skin Industries, want some nice t-shirts, www.skinindustry.com. Pro Player Drink, Pro Player, drink it, wake up, drink it, www.drinkproplayer.com. Our hand of the week is brought to you by PLO 2550 PLO game. This happened 2 days ago. One of the most interesting hands I've ever faced, or can say I've faced. I actually forgot the guy's name because I don't know how it was called. Who's something? I have no idea. Excuse me for forgetting that. I'll have to look it up. But do you remember what that guy's name was? No. I hate telling the hand of the week when I can't name the guy's name. Who's the gamble? Who's the something? I'll call him who's the idiot. How's that? That sounds better. I sit down to PLO. Who's your papa? No. Who's your daddy? No. I will just call him who's the idiot because it sounds better. I sit down the very first hand. I buy a full buy-in of 5,000. Very first hand, he raises up under the gun 175. Goes call. And I look down and I've got ace, queen 7, ace 7 of diamonds. And I'm like, oh no, first hand aces. If I raise pot or if they all 3 call, my hand's pretty worthless, But what the heck? I raise at 875. The original caller calls, and now I'm like, okay, please, don't both of you guys call. And it went fold. So I was like, yes. So I know I get in there that I'm at least 51% or 60% favor with the 2 aces. I'm head up. If it comes something dangerous on the flop, we just fold it. So the flop comes deuce 7-9, deuce 7-9 rainbow, and I thought it was a real clean flop for me. So I said, okay, we're going to go with it. I bet the 2,100. Okay, I bet 2,100. I got 2,100 left. Is there any hand I'm folding? Of course, there's no hand I'm folding. He goes into the tank, who's your idiot? Who's the idiot? Well, that's our new name for him, by the way. And decides, put me all in for the other 2,100. I was like, insta-call the other 2,100. Can you guys name his hand? The turn card comes a 7. Now I got 3 7s. I no longer have aces. And the river card comes a jack. And our hand of the week, by our friend Who's the Idiot, shows me the 5-6 jack with 3 clubs in his hand for Jack's full. Congratulations, Who's the Idiot, as an $11,000 pot goes out the fucking door. An unbelievably play against me. It's impossible for me not to have aces, and it's impossible for him to have more than 6 outs. That's how I run. That's our hand of the week on the Mouthpiece. Poker Savvy Plus, I hope you've all been joining up, spending that $24.95 and watching Mike The Mouth videos. I've been working real hard. They've been really, really good. If you want an education on some videos, and if you don't think that Mike The Mouth is an idiot in online poker, if you do, don't sign up, because I'll tell you what, I am not an idiot in online poker. You will learn an awful lot. www.pokersavvyplus.com. Coming up next will be our favorite segment, the phone call segment. I'm a little bit worried there might not be too many today because we've been gone for a while, but I hope there is. Let's light up the lines. Hello. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Mikey, what's up, man?
What'd it be, bro?
Not much, man. This is Shane from North Carolina.
Shane from North Carolina. What's going on, my friend?
Not much, man. I just want to start out first of all by saying that you're my favorite poker player,
Thanks.
like, of all time. I remember the first time I saw you, I really thought you were a donkey, man. Over in Aruba, like where you blew up. I think you were like, it was with.
I didn't fucking blow up in Aruba, man. I got which one? I mean, I got the one I finished third.
Was it? I think it was with Umberto and Phil Gordon, was it?
Oh man! Oh, that was
It was
another
like the first time I watched you, I was just like, damn, dude. And then,
Well, I blow up. There's many times I blow up. I mean,
I know, bro. But I started watching you more and more, and like when you went deep in the main event, like I was following it online, and like you were one of the last pros, and I was totally rooting for you. Then when you took that beat, it was sick. But I seen the interview online when you were just like, money didn't mean anything to me. You were just there to make the right call. And
yeah, it was
pretty
man. Sick.
Yeah, I respect that, dude. But yeah, man, I just wanted to call up. And
I appreciate you calling, man. We've been out of commission for about 3 or 4 weeks, and it kind of sucks because I hated the fact that the show missed 4 weeks. My cameraman, he disintegrated for 2 weeks, and then I had to be on tour for 2 other weeks, and now we're here till I am not leaving Las Vegas till August, so I'm sure we'll have the show every week, except if I get. We're gonna probably during the World Series. We're probably gonna just film segments from over there. So.
Well, that's awesome, man. I always watch them. I even watch the back episodes and stuff like that. But I got one. Actually, I got 2 questions for you. One's real quick. What's your pick for the NCAA tournament? Who do you think's gonna win it?
Well, I hope to God that Carolina gets knocked out. I hate them. No, I'm just with you.
Oh, damn.
You know what?
Carolina, but cool.
I really never had nothing against Carolina. As long as Duke don't win, I don't care who wins.
Yeah, man, I'm right with you on that.
But, this is the first year, I'll be honest with you, I haven't followed it. And I lost, big money at the very end of the football season and the beginning of basketball. And I'm a degenerate sports bettor, and sometimes I go off the wagon, and I kind of went off the wagon. So since I got back on, and I haven't bet any in a while, I figured if I don't follow it, I won't have to bet it. So I really don't have any idea, but I couldn't tell you. I'll pull for you.
Yeah.
How's that?
That's cool, man. Well, it's pretty bad when you're betting sports from the jail cell, bro.
Well, it wasn't. It was fun. Sundays were fun, man. I wish I didn't.
All right.
There's a reason by that.
All
right, man. We got other calls. Thanks for calling, man.
All right, thanks, Mike.
You got it. Call me anytime. Later.
I will, later.
Well, welcome to the Mouthpiece. We're back.
Hey, Mike, what's up? I had a question about taking long breaks from poker and coming back.
I need to take a long break from poker. Where are we going? We're going on vacation somewhere? You mean like a year or 2 break, or what type of break?
I just recently went through a divorce where my attorneys basically during the divorce told me I couldn't play poker during that time because they're going to use it against me, and the divorce is finally final.
Yeah, man, them women, they're all this. Yeah. I know where you're coming from.
I was a very profitable player before then. But now I'm back, and about a month into it, I'm not to the same shape I'm into, and I was wondering if you had any advice on that.
Well, I was the same way. I mean, when I had my problems back in 2005, and I had to take 6 months off, and then I came right into the final to the championship event of the Bellagio. And I was so stoked to play, and I'm not going to lie, I played as bad as you could play. So it's like riding a bike. You just got to play every day and you'll get your stroke back.
Yeah, because I remember you during the 2000.
I mean, I struggled that whole month. I mean, that whole month of 2005, it was just like a catastrophe. So, and then we got it together right at the main event. So you just got to put some time in, man.
All right,
man. I appreciate the call, and I hope everything goes good for you.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Thank you, buddy. Bye. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas at the Mouthpiece. Can we help you?
What's going on, Mikey? How's things going?
I've had a rough day today.
You have?
I'll have to say I went from physically disabled to mentally disabled, and now I'm at the show putting it all together.
I see.
Yeah.
What happened to the physical disability?
Well, I had another gallbladder attack this morning, which I hadn't had in about 4 months, and I was in excruciating pain, so I kind of like was at the airport and I met this guy who was a big fan of mine, and I was telling him how much pain I was in, and he's like, "Oh, here, I got a pain pill for you. This will knock it out." And so since he gave me one of them, it was great. I mean, the pain went away, but now I'm like in La La Land, somewhere out in another planet zone, and so I went from physically disabled to mentally disabled all in the same day. You understand?
I got you. Your mental abilities are most people's mental disabilities.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So you got a question for me today?
Yes, I do. I emailed you the other day. I told you I'm playing in my first big buy-in for me, which is $300, and you sent me a little bit of advice.
Right, I remember reading that. Yeah.
Yeah. So what kinds of things am I going to look for because I'm going to be playing against people that don't have a lot of sense.
I remember you asked me that, and I told you. I think I told you to play tight.
You did.
That's it. Play tight.
And
whenever you have a question in your mind, you write it on the palm of your hand. Tight is right. Tight is right. And that will always help you from blowing up. That's what I try and motto myself.
Yeah, and you've done pretty well lately, since I haven't seen it blow up in a long time, even on TV.
Yeah, well, you didn't see what happened to me at the Win tournament recently. But we'll talk about that later here on the Mouthpiece. I actually didn't really blow up. I just made a mistake. I really haven't really blown up in a while.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it when I get to Vegas out there in June. So.
You got it, buddy. Come up and say hello. Thanks for calling in.
All right, I sure will.
You got it.
Mikey, take care of yourself. Hope you feel better.
Okay. Yo.
Later, buddy.
Later. Oh, it's a cloudy day on the Mouthpiece, but we are back. Who may I be speaking with?
Hello?
Hello, this is Mike.
Hey, Mike, this is Victor, calling from Burbank.
Victor from Burbank. How are we today?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing. How about you?
Hey.
Oh, you already answered that question.
I read that they wouldn't let you play because you had the word Jew on your shirt.
Oh, no, that wasn't the end. They didn't like my shirt that said "Just Jew It," with a rabbi with a big thing of money in his thing, and I didn't understand why it would be offensive. But then I started thinking about it, and that maybe the American public would think like in a race. I have no idea. I thought it was. I loved my shirt. That was my perfect shirt. But yeah, it is what it is.
I'm sorry?
I mean, I liked my shirt, but they wouldn't let me wear it on NBC because they didn't want anybody to be offended by it. Which, if the more I think about it, it's not like they're offending it. I mean, there's some people that might not know me that could get offended. And listen, I don't care. They tell me not to do something. It wasn't the end of the world.
Well, I see you're on the final table on next week's, the World Poker Tour. How'd you do on that episode?
Oh, well, why would I tell you how I did on that episode? Then you wouldn't watch it. Which one is that?
Because
I made that's the Bellagio Cup. Oh, that's the season finale, I think, that they're showing there. Yeah, that's...
No, it's the one with Shane.
Yeah, that's going to be a 2-hour show, I heard. Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to watch that show, buddy. I mean, I'm not here for free information. I mean, how are the people going to watch? They're not going to get any TV viewers if you know how I did.
Right.
I mean, I could tell you,
Yeah, I guess
most people that know of me already on the show know how I did. But if I tell you how I did, then you're not going to watch the show.
I probably know how you did, but it's just, so long ago.
I actually did pretty well. That's all I'll give you that. I played my best tournament of my life. So there you go.
Well, see, there you go.
So enjoy the thing. I appreciate the call.
I've been meaning to call you for a while.
Call me anytime.
Nice to finally talk to you.
Anytime, call me, my friend, Mr. Burbank.
You got it.
And
I'm actually at work right now.
I got another call. I got to go. Joe.
All right. Talk to you later,
Victor,
Mike.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
You're the man, man. Man with a plan. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. Who may I be speaking?
Hey, Mike.
Who?
Postal from Lancaster. How are you?
What's your name?
Postal from Lancaster.
Postal?
Pennsylvania. Postal.
You're postal or coastal?
Postal.
I'm messing with you, Postal. What's going on?
Not much. I had a question for you, Mike.
Yeah.
Back in 2006, I played poker for 9 months as my only income, and the biggest hurdles that I ran into, or should say, what I found out was it's no different than starting a business, going pro. Living 3 hours away from Atlantic City makes it tough.
Yeah.
And the games, local games are kind of
yeah, out and back there, yeah, it's tough, yeah.
I was just curious what kind of hurdles you had to run, that you ran into, and how you went around them to become pro.
Well, I'm still got plenty of hurdles that I have to jump over every other day. But the thing that it's a very, 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 very tough lifestyle. You have to be A, completely nuts, or B, completely a lunatic, or C, all of the above. And you have to deal with tremendous emotional swings, which I didn't know how to deal with up until about 4 or 5 years ago. 4 years ago. So 3 years ago. So it's tough, and you got to be. I mean, if you want to do it, you're gonna experience. You'll go broke at least once or twice, 3 times maybe, but hopefully not. And you learn from your mistakes, and you just bounce back. That's how it works. Anybody tells you it works differently, it don't. Are you still there? Hello?
Oh, no. He's gone.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. It's an itchy day, as we are itching ourselves on the Mouthpiece. What's going on, brother?
Hey, it's Postal. I lost you somehow.
Oh, you're back! We know we lost you. I already answered the question for you, and now you're going to have to hear the answer when the Mouthpiece comes out later. How do you like that? A surprise answer.
That's fine.
Let's itch some more.
So what kind of hurdles?
We have itches.
What kind of hurdles?
We are out of here. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of The Mouthpiece. I know there wasn't as many phone calls as that. I didn't expect there to be some because we've been gone for 4 weeks. But thank you for the ones who called in. And remember, call in next week. We're going to be here for a long time, all the way through the end of the World Series. 1-877-675-1306. Later.